Stacy Gage has committed to UCF. Guys, we are so happy for Stacy Gage, and I think this is something we got to talk about and break down because watching his journey and watching all of the offers that he's gotten throughout this recruiting process is pretty impressive. So, guys, before we dive into it, go ahead, hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Jump down in the comments below and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What do you guys think about Stacy Gage deciding to join the UCF Knights, a part of this 2024 recruiting cycle? So, as UCF is heading into the Big 12, and you have a new head coach in Gus Malzahn. Well, I wouldn't say a new head coach because he's been there, but the UCF Knights, after in 2023, landed their top recruit of all time in John Walker, the defensive lineman. Now follow that up by landing a top running back in this class in Stacy Gage. 5'11", 200 pounds, the number 225th ranked player in the 247 composite rankings, a guy that averaged 5.1 yards a carry as a junior, totaling 704 yards and 14 touchdowns. Stacy Gage, when you look at his production, whether it was at IMG Academy or now was at Tampa Wharton, and what he will be doing at St. Thomas, and I believe it's pronounced Aquinas. What you see in his production and what he's doing, Stacy Gage is going to be a powerhouse running back for the UCF Knights and potentially might be the best running back that UCF has ever seen. And a lot of people might ask themselves, why UCF? I mean, UCF's just now getting into the Big 12. The thing is, Gus Malzahn has been recruiting at a Power 5 level since he's been there. And it's only going to continue to get better and better because UCF has one of the biggest student bodies in all of the United States in terms of college. Which means, eventually, if they can get their NIL together, UCF should be able to position themselves well to potentially try to compete for a Big 12 championship. And so, you look at Stacy Gage, and he had his top 5 in Florida, Oklahoma, Penn State, Ohio State, Alabama, South Carolina, Miami, and Colorado. Well, that was his top 8. And you've seen just how much momentum Stacy Gage was picking up. For a long time, Oklahoma fans thought Stacy Gage was coming back to Norman. And then it started to shift to, well, maybe he's going to be a Gator. And then it became, well, he's going to be a Buckeye. Well, as you've seen in recruiting, it's pretty cutthroat. Because as one room like Ohio State and the running back fills up, spots become limited. And a school gets taken off the board. Now, Stacy Gage had a little over, I think it was 47 offers. He was not short of offers anywhere in the country. But ultimately, in his commitment tweet, basically said how he wanted to stay home. He wanted to stay closer to his mom. And now he's playing there. And he's going to help lead the UCF Knights into the Big 12. Potentially try to help him win a Big 12 championship over the next couple of years. But as many Sooner fans watch the show, you guys might be asking me, well, where's Oklahoma going in terms of the running back position? Because I know a lot of you guys would have wanted Stacy Gage on this team because I've seen you guys in the comments. Every time we talk about running backs, Stacy Gage, Stacy Gage, Stacy Gage. Well, I'm here to tell you Oklahoma is not only in position for the number 1 running back in Taylor Tatum, but they're also in position for another running back that was originally from Moore, Oklahoma, and Caden Durham, who I think that they can still land from Duncanville, Texas, well, where he currently plays, originally from Moore, Oklahoma. And Taylor Tatum, a guy that's 5'10 and a half, 205 pounds, the number 31 ranked player in the 247 composite, certainly at this point, I believe will be a 5-star by the end of the cycle because you know how they do it. They're doing it based off the number of NFL draft picks, and Taylor Tatum is right there. Now, if you're Oklahoma, you're having to battle a Michigan where he's going to take his last official visit next week. You've already had to fight USC, who got the first official visit on June 2nd. And now Oklahoma's getting one next weekend for the Champion Barbecue. Taylor Tatum, a guy that ran a 22.05 200 meter. A guy that, well, let's be honest, he's got open field speed. He's able to miss some of those tackles on the defensive line maybe able to get past that linebacker, he's off to the races. Now, I think with Taylor Tatum, this is a guy that adds on maybe a little bit more mass. He's a power back for you. Kind of like what Michigan has, what a lot of these Big Ten schools have had, and what Oklahoma is definitely going to need going into the SEC. And I really like what I'm hearing on the recruiting trail for Stacy Gage, or for Taylor Tatum, a guy that has played baseball, competes in track and field. We talked about his times on the field, on the track. And in his career, he has 227 rush attempts, 2,629 rush yards, 39 rushing touchdowns, 18 receptions, 245 receiving yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. Meaning Taylor Tatum is not just a running back that can take it out of the backfield. He can catch it in the backfield too. But then you can shift your attention to Caden Durham at 5'9", 180 pounds from Duncanville, Texas. That sounds familiar to you. Well, it's because that's where the 5-star edge Colin Simmons plays, who's currently leaning LSU. And now you might look on 247 and you might see the crystal ball from Steve Wiltfong currently set at a 6 for Caden Durham to end up with LSU. And you might go, wait, what's going on with Oklahoma there? Oklahoma's probably fine there, guys. Don't worry. The number 128th player in the 247 composite, the number 10 running back in the country, I believe, will be on this roster for the University of Oklahoma. Just give it time. Allow Demarco Murray to do what he does best. Now, it's also important to note, this running back room for Oklahoma is extremely deep because you got a guy like Dalen Smothers, Khalib Heeks. You got Gavin Sawchuk. You have Javonte Barnes. You have Tawi Walker. This running back room for Oklahoma is deep. So maybe you don't need 2 running backs. If you can't get the 2 guys you want, utilize that scholarship somewhere else. Get some guys in 2025 who definitely there's a good class there as well. And just get one that you really like in 2024. If that's all you can get. Don't make it a concern. Don't blow anything up because it's going to be okay. Gavin Sawchuk, Javonte Barnes, Dalen Smothers, Khalib Hicks, those guys are all young. You'll be fine. If you're the Oklahoma Sooners, you're going to be fine at the running back position. And, of course, there's other names we can mention. We could talk about a Jeremy Payne from Hightower, Missouri City, Texas, who is teammates with Zion Kearney. You could talk about an Anthony Carey from Tampa, Florida. You could talk about a Tovani Mizell, who looks like he's potentially going to go to North Carolina, or an Xavier Robinson. That looks like it's going to be Notre Dame. But if you're Oklahoma, don't count him out anywhere because DeMarco Murray is just an elite recruiter. But guys, Stacy Gage, the 4-star running back, ends up with UCF. And I know Sooner Nation probably wishes him the best. They wish him a great career at UCF. But guys, I want to hear from you. Jump down in the comments below and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What do you guys think about Stacy Gage going to the UCF Knights?